What's going on, guys, and welcome to Maraki English with Abby and
ማርያማዊት
እንዴት ናችሁ? ሰላም ነው ወይ? ዛሬ ሻራት ያለንም because ባለፈው ያወጣነው ቪዲዮ ገና አልተለቀቀም። ስለዚህ በቃ በሐሳብ እናስባችኋለን። አሁንም ቢሆን ሮጥ ብላችሁ ኮሜንት ላይ just tell us how you feel, man, like እንዴት ነው ሰላም ነው ወይ ምናምን ብላችሁ ቤተሰብነታችሁን ግለጹልን። ዛሬ አሪፍ ትምህርት ነው ይዘን የመጣነው። ብዙ ሰዎች እንዳሉ typically የሚገጥምሽ ማለት ቃላቶችን እኮ አውቃቸዋለሁ ይልሻል። ቃላቶችን እኮ አውቃቸዋለሁ፣ በጣም ብዙ ቃል እኮ አውቃለሁ። እኔ የሚከብደኝ ገጣጥሞ ማውራት ነው ይልሻል ማለት ነው። ያ ገጣጥሞ ማውራት ይከብዳል። This is a book, nose, eyes and ears ብያለ በቃ የተጋጠመ እንዴት ነው የሚሄደው ነው ነገሩ አይደል? actually like and because so ምናምን የሚሉትን ያውቃቸዋል። ግን transitional phrases አሉ ከአንድ ሀሳብ ወደ አንድ ሀሳብ የሚሄዱባቸው እነሱ አይነት ሰባት አይነት ነገሮች ይዘንላችሁ መጣ። ሰባት አይነት phrases ነው መጣ። I hope you gonna like them all. First one,
excited.
Yeah, first one.
Okay.
ቁም ነገር ከሰው ጋር ቀልድ እያወራሽ ነው። እንዴት ነህ? ሰላም ነው አለ እንዴት ነው ማለት ታውሪ ነው። እሺ ለማንኛውም ቀልዱን ተውና እንደዚህ ነው። ቀልዱ ቀልድ ነው ግን ምናምን በዚህ ታውሪ እንዴት ነው የምትይው? Hey, how are you doing? Nice hair. Okay, nice. Oh, okay, where'd you get it done? In this place. Oh, okay. Who did this? Like, were you half asleep when you did this? Okay.
My hair looks beautiful. Let's just make that very clear.
Is it?
Yes. Go ahead and tell them in the comments that you like my hair.
I doubt it.
Somebody said you get that.
Yeah, even if they do this, it's because they feel pity for you.
Pity me and go ahead and let me know in the comments I look cute.
Good. So to feel pity for someone, let's go mazen mas. Entina aznet hallo setla I pity him. I pity her. Huh? I pity the chair. መጠቀም ትችላላችሁ. I don't know what you want to say by that, but still I pity ብላችሁ መጠቀም ትችላላችሁ ማለት አዝነት hallo I pity you know. So
feel guilty and because I pity you.
I pity him.
I pity her.
If you pity her and you want to tell her that she looks good,
she do look good.
In the comment, you can go ahead and do that. Actually, we're doing so much right now, you know, like you look good.
Yeah. Oh, quotations. I love quotations.
Air quotes, air quotes. Quotation. Yeah. So,
quote unquote. Never mind.
Yeah.
When you're being sarcastic.
Yeah. I love
you. If you say, I love you. I love you. This is a French episode. You're saying I don't love you. So negative ያደርገዋል.
Opposite ነው የሚሆነው ማለት ነው.
Yeah.
Where is the smartest guy in this building? Okay? It means the dumbest guy ያላችሁ ነው. Oh no. So እንደዛ ያላችሁ ነው ማለት ነው.
Hide the fact that you accidentally picked up my grandmother's ring and you accidentally proposed to Rachel.
Thanks for the beer.
I'm sorry.
እሺ so ቀልዱን ወደ ጎን አድርገውና ለማስፈልጉ all jokes aside መጠቀም ትችላላችሁ. All right? All jokes aside. All jokes aside. Can you say something? Okay. So እኔ አረፍተ ነገር ሳያለሁ እሷም አረፍተ ነገር ሳያለች ከዛ አንተ ወይ አንቺ አረፍተ ነገር ሳያለች አንድ ላይ ነው የምንማረው. Okay? So የሆነ ነገር በይና okay, but
all jokes aside, give me back my money.
Okay. Nice. That's just, you know, abrupt ማለት ነው ያ abrupt ማለት ነው ድንገት የመጣ ማለት ነው. Okay? abrupt ሊቀራችሁ ድንገት ያላችሁ ነው. Yeah, like
I know what I'm saying.
So ያወራን በቃ የዘራ ሰከነ okay, all jokes aside, where's my money? Wow, that's abrupt. ተከታተላችሁ ማለት ድንገት የመጣ ነው. So all jokes aside.
ቀልዱን ተውና
Yeah, like our country is the best country in the world right now. You know, like everything is going great, huh? Our economy is growing, huh? Our people are loving each other. Yeah. This is just the best time in the world.
All jokes aside, let's go fill out the degree.
Yeah, exactly. But all jokes aside, guys, we need to do something about our country and discuss seriously. But then, this is no more. Don't everything ያስተማርኳችሁ ያስተማርናችሁ ይጠቅማል. Air quotes ምናምን. So, ቀልዱን ተውና እንደዚህ ነው. Good.
All jokes aside, we've heard a lot of great things about you.
Okay, ስንቀይረውስ ቁም ነገሩን ተውና ብለን እንዴት እንደምናወራው እስኪ ቁም ነገሩን ተውና ብለን
on a funnier note.
No, there's no such thing. There's no such thing.
Yeah, but I was excited because I thought when
so
you
we're
said
talking
it, I was right.
about probably projects ካለ እሱን እያወራ ሊሆን ይችላል ምናምን, you know. Oh, she's cheating. No.
Coming to the joke.
Yeah. No.
Honestly, I want to answer it, but I have no idea.
On the latter note.
Oh, Mine was better.
Yeah, no. But on a lighter note, let's መጠቀም ትችላላችሁ ማለት ነው. All right?
Yeah.
So maybe you were talking about something serious. Like, let's say
politics.
Not politics.
We're
talking about someone we need to speak to, you know, someone who's been done wrong, someone in the hospital we need to go and visit. ሆስፒታል ሄደን መጠየቅ ያለብን ሰው ምናምን እያወራ ነበር። ከዛ በኋላ እስኪ የማንኛውም እሱ እንዳለ ሆነ ቁርሳችንን ምንድነው የምንበላው መጠየቅ ብፈልግ on a lighter note መጠቀም ትችላለህ. On a lighter note, what are we having for breakfast? Yeah. Okay, on a less serious note, or on a lighter note, what are we having for breakfast? Okay, on a lighter note, ብላችሁ መጠቀም ትችላላችሁ.
So guys, on a lighter note, this Thursday is Bring Your Kids to Work Day.
On a lighter note, the room around Capitol Hill is...
Lighter note. Guess who booked the Arboretum?
But on a lighter note, it's wonderful to see you, Elaine.
እስኪ ስለዚህ አሁን ሁለት ነገር ተመራል ማለት ነው። ቀሉን ተውና ስምንላለን
all jokes aside
የኛው ናታናችሁ የምትመልሱት እስኪ ቁም ነገሩን ተውና ለማስፈልጉ ምን ታላችሁ የምለስታ አይመስለኝም
መልስታል don't be come on now you got this
ምን አለ
on a lighter note
on a lighter note ካላችሁ ትክክል ናችሁ ማለት ነው. This is the second one. እንትን ስትል ትዝ አለኝ. Okay, maybe ስለ ገንዘብ ስናወራ የሆነ ነገር ስናወራ እንትን ስትል
speaking of
which
okay, good.
Actually, first ምን ትያለሽ መሰለሽ አሁን ስለ ገንዘብ ስናወራ ገንዘብ ስትል ምን ትያለሽ
speaking of money
very good, nice. ስለ መጽሐፍ ስናወራ ከሆነ hey man, speaking of books, like ስለ መጽሐፍ ስትል ትዝ አለኝ man. Speaking of cars, you said like your car was broken, right? Did you take it to a garage? Speaking of man, speaking of vacations, speaking of
school,
speaking of death, speaking of kids. አሁን ከሰው ጋር ያወራችሁ ስለ ልጆች ምናምን these kids are running around everywhere ምናምን ሲባል okay, yeah. Speaking of kids, like, do you have any?
My kids have been acting crazy.
ምናምን ብላችሁ መጠቀም ትችላላችሁ ማለት ነው. speaking of ብላችሁ ነገርየውን ማስገባት ማለት ነው.
Okay.
በጣም ቀላል ግን ነገርየውን ማስገባት ካልፈለግሽስ
speaking of which
good, nice. Yeah. Speaking of which ታስገቡ which የምትለው ቃል ማንኛውም ነገር መወከል ትችላለች ማለት ነው. ማንኛውም ነገር okay. ስለ ልጆች ነው የሚያወሩ ከሆነ speaking of which ካልኩኝ speaking of kids የሚለውን ነገር replace ያደርገው ነው ማለት ነው.
prior conversation ላይ የነበረውን ነገር
address ያደርግ ነው. Good. Speaking of something, right?
Yeah.
Speaking of which, shall we go? Speaking of which, where is it?
Speaking of which,
let's do it.
Example.
Okay. Speaking of work.
Okay. No, let me just say.
I'm not coming in tomorrow.
What?
It's an example.
Speaking of not coming.
What's wrong with you?
Speaking of yeah, speaking of which. Speaking of the devil, ሚለው ከዚህ ጋር ይመጣ ነው. አይደል?
Yeah.
ምን ማለት ነው?
When you're talking about someone and they walk in the room, if we're talking about, who should we talk about?
Iku.
If we're talking about Iku.
ስለ ኢኩ ያወራን.
Yeah, we're just talking about her.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be a negative way, right?
Yeah, positive, negative, doesn't matter. Yeah, speaking of, yeah. So
ያነሳናት
ከመጣች you can say speak of the devil ታላችሁ. ያ ሰው እንደዚህ ስትሉ ምንድነው ልክ ስናነሳሽ መጣሽ ነው because ሴጣን ስታነሱት ስለሚመጣል ተብሎ ስለሚታሰብ ማለት ነው.
እንዴት ነበር አማርኛው?
እንደዛ ነው.
Speak of the devil.
and up he pops.
ሌላ ግን ብትደውልስ ምንድነው የምንላት?
Hey.
like እሷ ያወራን ደወለች ወይኔ ሳስብሽ ይባላል
ስናነሳሽ.
Yeah. You don't know the expression for this one?
I have no idea.
Your ears must be ringing. ሲባል ሰምተሽ
no.
Okay. Your ears must be ringing. Your ears must be burning. Your ears must be burning.
Okay, that one I might have heard.
Okay.
But I've never used it in my life.
Okay, so man, your ears must be burning. I was just talking about you ብላችሁ መጠቀም ትችላላችሁ ማለት ነው. So
everybody's talking about you. Your ears must be burning.
speaking of which ብላችሁ መቀጠል ትችላላችሁ. እስካሁን ድረስ 3 ተምረናል. አንደኛው ቀልዱን ተውና ስንል all
jokes aside.
ሁለተኛው ትንሽ እስኪ ቁም ነገር ቀንስና ለማስፈልጉ you can say
on a lighter note.
ሶስተኛው ስትል ለማስፈልጉ ምን ታላችሁ?
speaking of which
ታላችሁ። እንቀጥል. good,
let's go.
እንደዚህ ነበረ እና በጣም ጥሩ ነው። ግን ሳስበው ይሄ ነገር ሰርተሽበታል አንቺም actually ለቲክቶክ.
I don't like that. Now that
ግን
I'm thinking
ሳስበው
about it.
ግን ሳስበው
Now that I'm, you know what? All that's coming to mind is now that I'm thinking about it.
Good.
Now that I think about it.
Yeah, now that I think about it, or now that I think of it.
Oh, okay. Now that I think of it.
Yeah,
That makes
this
sense.
is easier. Now that I
I'm
think
thinking
about it,
about it.
ስትሉ ትንሽ በጣም ብዙ ነው። ግን now that I think
ወሬ
about
ታንዛዣለሽ
it.
እያለኝ ነው።
ስድስት now that I think of it.
ስድስት
በማዳምጣት ነው። ስለዚህ ትንሽ alright. So now that I think of it ካላችሁ ግን አሁን ሳስበው ግን ለምሳሌ ጓደኛዬ በድሎኛል ምናምን ብዬ ለማውራት ስፈልግ at that time I didn't feel it. He was, when I called him, he didn't answer my calls.
There was a time when I needed him and he wasn't there for me.
He wasn't there.
Wow.
Yeah. And I'm the one who always asks him about his well-being. Now that I think of it, አሁን ግን ሳስበው እንደዚህ ነው። Okay? እስኪ የሆነ ነገር በሉና now that I think of it ብላችሁ መጠቀም ትችላላችሁ ማለት ነው። I thought God didn't love me.
Aw.
Yeah.
So sad.
Yeah, everything I tried, just, it ended up not succeeding. But now that I think about it, or now that I think of it, I think he was just...
It was for the best.
He was just preparing me, or he was just directing me to the right path.
Yeah.
Now that I think of it, I know a dressmaker who may have some work.
Now that I think of it, Helen didn't make that trip.
Now that I think of it, I don't think I've been single since grade school.
It doesn't...
Okay, አራተኛ
እሺ
የሆነ ነገር ታዊ ግን ታውቃለሽ በእናትሽ በቃ ሳስበው ግን እንደዛ አይመስለኝም እንደዛ አልነበረም እንጠቀም ትችላላችሁ ሰው እንደዛ ምትት እንዴት ነው
Now that I think of it?
No ግን በጣም close.
Now that you hold up, say it.
Now that
you
Now that I think...
No, what was the example?
It's not now that I think about it. Okay, እንደዛ ሳይሆን እነዚህ ብዙ ናቸው
Repeat the question.
No. Come to think of it.
Ah, shit.
Good. Come to think of it በጣም አሪፍ እሺ ግን ሳስበው እንደዚህ ነበር ለማስፈልጉ come to think of it ብላችሁ መጠቀም ትችላላችሁ ማለት ነው right?
Yeah, okay.
I mean the whole time I was blaming her for the fight but come to think of it ግን ሳስበው አሁን
He was the problem all along.
It was my problem. Okay? The whole time I was the one who's been doing wrong. So, yeah, come to think of it ካላችሁ ግን አሁን ሳስበው እያልን ያለ ነው ማለት ነው Okay? መጨረሻ ላይ የምንሰራው ስራ አለ
Love that. Can't wait.
Good.
Come to think of it, there are many ways to disappoint me.
Come to think of it, I think we did.
Come to think of it, it kind of looked like you.
እናስታውስ አንደኛው ቀሉን ተወና
All jokes aside.
Very good. Nice. Okay, ቁም ነገሩን ተወና
On a lighter note.
On a lighter note. Very good. Nice. እንትን ስትል Speaking of which ሳስበው ግን
Come to think of it.
Come to think of it. Nice. Two more. Okay, ይሄኛው ደግሞ ይሁት. Okay. ድሮ እኮ በቃ አንድ ነበረ ስንበላን እንደዚህ ስንሆን ስጠጣ እንደዚህ ስንሆን አሁን ሀብታም ሆነና ይቀጥላል Okay. አሁን እንደዚህ ሆነና አሁን ቢዚ ሆንኩና አሁን እንደዛ ሆነና
I feel like I got this one.
Okay.
Now that?
Exactly.
Oh, good. Okay.
Now that ብላችሁ መቀጠል ነው ማለት ነው before we were best friends and then he was always with me.
Yeah.
Now that he's rich አሁን እንደዚህ ሆነና ብላችሁ መቀጠል ትችላላችሁ ማለት ነው right? Before she was listening to my advice, she listens to everything I said and she does accordingly. Now that she's famous ብላችሁ መቀጠል ትችላላችሁ ማለት ነው Okay? Now that something is something.
Now that she's married, we're going to be taking off any second.
And now that you're a graduate, you'll be off on a long holiday.
Now that he's completed the mission.
Now that እንደዚህ ብላችሁ መቀጠል ትችላላችሁ ማለት ነው Okay? All right? እስኪ አንድ አረፍተ ነገር let's go.
Which one?
Come on man.
Which one?
ከጓደኞቼ ጋር ብዙ እያሳለፍ ነበር Now that
Oh, I used to spend a lot of time with my friends.
Okay.
But now that I work at Maraki English, I don't got no time.
Good. Nice. I don't got no time.
Don't say I don't got no time.
I don't got no time.
Have any time.
Yeah, I don't have time. I don't got no time. It's not right.
Okay, fine. Again.
I don't have time.
Fine.
Okay, good. የመጨረሻው ይሄን ቃል የምታውቁት regarding የሚለው ነው ብዬ ነው የማስበው። regarding so I want to talk to you regarding my
salary
ብትል በዛ በተመለከተ ለማስፈልጉ ነው ማለት ነው right regarding this regarding the weather regarding the class regarding ምናምን regarding your family all right there are some issues we need to discuss regarding your family but that's ከቤተሰቦች ጋር የተገናኘ ነገር ያልኩኝ ነው ማለት ነው so regarding
okay
በዛ በተመለከተ
the path where you say things regarding my daughter
you wanted to see me regarding my son yes
ግን ያን ሳይመለከት ማለት ስንፈልግ yeah regardless
okay
regardless እንደዛም ሆነ እንደዛም አልሆነም ብለን ለመጠቀም ነው ያ ነገር ከግምት ውስጥ ሳይገባ ለማለት ፈልገን ነው okay I mean okay ለምሳሌ አገራችንን ማገልገል ይኖርብናል እድሜያችን ምንም ሆነ
regardless of our age
we should serve our country or we should serve our country regardless of our age ብላችሁ መጠቀም ትችላላችሁ ማለት ነው right ሁኔታ ምንም ይሁን
regardless of your situation
you
must serve your country
ወንድም ሁን ሴትም ሁን
with regardless of sex
regardless of your gender is what I would say
yeah say gender
no
that's my bad I apologize
all right, cool. okay nice nice ሰዓቱ ስንት ሰዓትም ይሁን
regardless of time regardless of what time it is
regardless of the time yeah regardless of the time get nice so
all our girls are to be treated equally regardless of their past regardless of that you control the power now
regardless of what happened
እስካሁን የተማርናቸው እነዚህ ናቸው ስጠይቃቸውን ትነግሩኛላችሁ የመጀመሪያው
ready
ቀልዱን ተውና
should I go
yeah
okay all jokes aside
very good nice
okay
ሁለተኛ ቁም ነገሩን ተውና
on a lighter note
very good nice ሶስተኛ እንትን ስትል
speaking of which
good speaking of which perfect
okay
አራተኛ ሳስበው ግን
come to think of it
yeah come to think of it nice awesome አምስተኛ አሁን እንደዚህ ሆነና
now that he's got some money
now that I'm married now that this now that you know yeah it's good I'm happy
now that I'm married I'm filled with joy
good የመጨረሻው እና ስድስተኛ ምንም ሆነ
regardless
of something yeah regardless of something all right nice
regardless of age
good,
regardless of gender
all right nice Ashi good so that's it
yeah.
so what we going to do right now is ስድስቱንም የያዘ አንድ ሀሳብ እኔ እሞራለሁ ከዛ አንቺም ታወራለች ከዛ እናንተ ቪዲያችሁ ኮሜንት ላይ በደንብ አድርጋችሁ ትሰሩልናላችሁ ማለት ነው let's go okay seriously if you watch all Marky's English content your English is going to be fluent in 5 days I said do you agree with me no but still I mean it all jokes aside it means I was joking earlier all jokes aside practice makes perfect I mean it's not going to take 5 days or 6 but if you put in the work if you're consistently work there's no way that you won't improve on a lighter note watching movies and listening to music is also fun right like this is less serious but still it does the job speaking of which I actually have something in mind that can help you improve your English this is my favorite movie of all the time actually for real I like Forrest Gump
of course
yeah it's a very long movie but it's interesting the story is very nice okay come to think of it I've never watched any movie like that
really
yeah
okay
yeah you don't like it
I watched it one time
oh okay good. All right okay but now that I think of it I think I can mention a few more it's not just that one my favorite movie of all the time one of them is also Phone Booth I like that movie seriously it's suspense Phone Booth is a very good movie you should go ahead and watch it yeah
I haven't watched that
regardless watching movies won't fail you regardless regardless of the genre watching movies won't fail you so you know this is me trying to use all the expressions my way
I work at Maraki English for free all jokes aside I do get paid but do I get paid enough? You know? On a lighter note, it is fun working here. I enjoy my time. I enjoy the company. It's okay. It's alright, you know? I've had better though. Speaking of which, I miss my friend. I can't hang out with her anymore because I don't have the time. Come to think of it, she called me. She called me yesterday and I did not call her back. Now that I think of it, she calls me quite frequently and I don't call her back.
Now that I remember,
yeah.
I should know that.
Now that I think of it, I should call her after we finish this video. Regardless, I love her and I'm very grateful for our friendship. Boom!
Okay, good. So እናንተም ሄዳችሁ ኮሜንታችሁ ላይ ልክ እናንተ እንደዚህ አስቀምጡልን ስድስቱንም ኤክስፕሬሽኖች በመጠቀም ማለት ነው። This is Maraki English with Appy and Mariam Welly today. Till we see you next time. Take care of yourselves, guys. One love. Yeah, አንደርገን. Go ahead. Comment. ማን የተሻለ አረፍተ ነገር ይሰራው? የማን ነው የገባችሁ? እሱንም ማሳወቁን. Bye bye, guys.
I'm the champion.